Good morning, Africa and its mighty diaspora. From Chicago to Accra, from Kingston to Ouagadougou, this is the X-Man coming straight at you, 10 toes down, hoodie pulled tight with that raw, unfiltered truth they don't want you to hear. And today, we are talking about something that sent shockwaves across the colonial corridors of Europe. You heard me right. France has officially shut down its embassy in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Packed up, gone, curtains closed, and Captain Ibrahim Traoré, that brother didn't even blink, not a flinch, no apology, no stutter, no compromise, just straight sovereignty. Boom, mic drop, heard all the way back to Paris. Now let me paint this picture real clear. For decades, France treated Burkina Faso and many of its former colonies like they were still stuck in 1885 at the Berlin Conference, like they could just walk in, dictate the rules, take the resources, and bounce. But those days, they done, over, finished. France ain't leaving because they want to. France is leaving because they've been shown the door, politely, firmly, and with zero hesitation. And that door was held wide open by a revolutionary in fatigues and a red beret, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Understand something. When a colonial power closes its embassy in a sovereign nation, that's not just diplomacy unraveling, that's defeat. That's an empire losing its grip. That's the sound of neocolonialism being evicted from African soil. And while French diplomats were busy folding their flags and tucking tail, Traoré was busy building roads, building refineries, building agriculture, building African dignity. See, the West always thought Africa needed them, that without their so called aid, we'd crumble. But let me tell you something loud and clear. The script has flipped. Today, it's the West that needs Africa. They need our gold, our lithium, our uranium, our oil, our land, our labor, our strategic alliances, our future. We've got the youth, we've got the minerals, we've got the sunlight, we've got the heart, and now, thanks to leaders like Traoré, we got the will. Just take a look at Burkina Faso's economic pulse right now. While Western economies are stuttering under the weight of debt and greed, Burkina Faso is making real moves. The AES alliance, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they ain't waiting for permission. They're nationalizing their resources, cutting the puppet strings, reclaiming their futures. And guess what? The people feel it. Real growth, real change, not just promises. I'm talking clean water being brought to villages, new roads being paved without World Bank handouts, farmers being paid fairly, military bases that serve Africans, not foreign powers, schools teaching sovereignty instead of servitude. Now I know somebody out there watching this is still sleeping in the sun saying, but what will happen without France? Who's going to fund development? Who's going to bring stability? And to that I say, open your eyes. France wasn't bringing stability. They were exporting instability while stealing everything that wasn't nailed down. They destabilized so they could dominate. They fund both sides of conflict. They extract wealth, then send crumbs back wrapped in red tape. But now, we got African engineers designing electric cars in Burkina Faso. We got AES troops patrolling their own borders, not foreign ones. We got Pan-African thinkers pushing for a new gold-backed currency. We got a youth that's woke, focused, and unbought. The West is shook, family. Shook because they know a united, self-sufficient Africa means the end of their global dominance. It means no more cheap resources, no more military access, no more cultural manipulation, and that's why they fighting dirty, economic sanctions, media smears, covert operations, cyber warfare, fake NGOs, and paid off puppet presidents. But Traoré, the man moves with precision, with grace under pressure. He don't rant, he don't beg, he acts. That's what leadership looks like. When he told France to remove their troops, he didn't stutter. When he shut down French propaganda outlets, he didn't blink. When the embassy closed, he didn't throw a tantrum. He let them walk out on their own colonial shame. That's how you reclaim your power. That's how you break the cycle. Hold up. Let me pause right here, right now, and speak to you directly. If this message is hitting your chest like a drum, then this is your moment. This is your chance to join the revolution. Smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video with your crew, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, blast it across every platform you got, because Africa needs all hands on deck. This ain't entertainment. This is a mission, a movement. Your click, your repost, your voice, it matters. You ain't just an observer. You're a soldier in this mental, spiritual, and economic war for Black liberation. So make your move and make it count. Now, back to it. Let's keep it real. France didn't just shut down shop because of Burkina Faso alone. It's the domino effect. The spirit of resistance is spreading across the Sahel like wildfire. Mali said no more. Niger kicked them out too. Guinea is watching. Senegal is rumbling. Even Ivory Coast is starting to side-eye their Western bedfellows. And what's driving it all? Truth, hunger, pride, a return to self. And guess what? It's not just military leaders stepping up. It's the people, the youth, the farmers, the mothers, the truck drivers, the students. Everybody's saying enough is enough. And let's talk receipts. AES nations are showing early signs of real economic stabilization without IMF chains around their necks. No more borrowing to pay off old debts. No more currency controlled in Paris. We're talking about local manufacturing, domestic energy projects, food sovereignty, regional trade deals. And the big picture is looking Pan-African. BRICS is watching. China's watching. Russia's watching. And most importantly, Africa is watching Africa and finally starting to believe in itself again. Meanwhile, the West, they're scrambling. G7 ministers panicking. CIA dropping intelligence memos warning about Africa's rising independence. EU officials crying about losing influence. Boo-hoo. Maybe if they treated Africa like equals instead of colonized pawns, they wouldn't be in this position. But that ain't our problem no more. That's karma doing what karma does. Africa is done begging. We ain't asking for a seat at the table. We're building our own damn table with our own wood and our own tools. And guess what? It's long enough for every African child to sit at it. So yeah, France closed its embassy. That's not the end of the story. That's the beginning of a whole new chapter, one where African nations no longer serve foreign interests, but prioritize their own, one where the youth are taught about Lumumba, Sankara, and Nkrumah instead of Napoleon, Churchill, and de Gaulle, one where the soil we stand on finally belongs to us, fully. No strings, no puppets, no middlemen, and no apologies. I see the blueprint forming. I see Traore planting seeds that will grow long after he's gone. Seeds of courage, seeds of unity, seeds of sovereignty. And I see a generation that's ready to water those seeds with their minds, their sweat, and yes, if it comes to it, their blood. Because freedom ain't free. And this time, we ain't handing it back. So to every African out there, whether you're on the continent or a descendant of African slaves, whether you're in Lagos, Atlanta, Nairobi, Kingston, Dakar, or Detroit, this is your wake-up call. The age of dependence is over. The season of revolution is here. The land is rich. The people are ready. And the leaders, they're rising. France thought it could walk out of Burkina Faso with its head held high. But history will remember it differently. It wasn't a retreat, it was a defeat. And it came not from bombs or bullets, but from a people reclaiming their pride, their power, and their path forward. And that, my people, is what sovereignty looks like. That's what nationhood smells like. And that's what justice tastes like. No sellouts, no filters, no fear. This is the X-Man signing off.